Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as the title suggests, we are doing this makeup look right here. This is a cool toned, very fair skin friendly eyeshadow look and makeup look as a whole. I feel like people like lose their minds over warm tones, and like warm tones just like never work for me because I am so pale and cool undertoned that it was never a vibe for me, and I really couldn't find anyone like doing cool tone looks that I like wanted to try. So this will be the first of probably many, and I hope that you really enjoy this look and come along for the ride. We have a good time. It's a perfect transition-y look from like summer to fall because it's not like super cool fall intense, and it's not like super bright light summer. So I really hope that you enjoy it. Also, I talk about this later too, but like my little nails, these are from Olive and June. These are the like Black Cat Halloween ones, but like they're so, I love them. All right, let's get into the makeup. We are doing today, as has been said, a cool toned makeup look for the pale girlies here. I'm thinking like a brownie, purpley, maybe a little bit of silver in the eye look, and then we're gonna keep cool tones on the face, obviously. Also, not a part of this at all, I just got these press-on nails from Olive and June. I brought them over. They are the Halloween ones in the Black Cat, and they, look at that. They're just, I've never done press-on nails before. I think they're so cute. I'm very excited. Okay, let's just get into the makeup. First, I'm gonna prep my lips. I feel so official saying that. I'm gonna prep my lips. I'm just gonna put on a lip balm. This is the Covey Seal the Deal lip balm. It has a little bit of exfoliation to it as well. It's very glowy. All right, next, if you've been around, you know the primer situation. Just because I have them and I want to use them up, no real rhyme or reason to the primers. NYX Marsh Mellow, and then a glowy primer. The one I have is from Becca. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought it was empty. I was like, I did it. Nope, not empty. I feel so cool with my nails. I'm just like, I feel like a beauty girl now. And now we are glowing. The skin is glowing. Beautiful. And I finally got the right shade of foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Dewy. You guys know it's my favorite. I finally got Rose Ivory, which is like cool. I've had light warm for a while, and it was like, the shade was good, but like the undertone was just off. And I finally went and I picked this up because I found it somewhere finally. But yeah, much better shade for me. Then we are going to use a sponge. This is also a Wet n Wild sponge, lots of Wet n Wild. They're good. All right. I'm trying to open mirror. Some things are a little bit harder with nails, I will say. Some things are a little bit harder. Yes, that shade is much better. And I'm good with like a light medium coverage today, so like only like one layer and then build it up a little bit on the areas that I wanted a little bit more coverage, but I'm not going like full coverage today. And also this would probably be, well, I can't speak to it because we haven't finished it yet, but I'm thinking that like these cool tones, especially because fall is coming up, that's something. Cool tones are gonna be very big for fall. Very excited. I mean, they are every year. I feel like that's when people really do them, but especially now because I feel like we're really bringing back like the full glam. The last time that we did full glam, like 2016 makeup, that was all like, everyone was super warm tones all the time, and like for me that just like never really looked good. Like I would make myself wear like orange and like burnt red eyeshadows and stuff, and it just like never looked good on me ever. So I'm very excited to just embrace the cool tones. Just want a little bit more coverage over here. We love acne scars. We love having acne scars, except we don't love having acne scars. I'm actually gonna switch to a brush just for that area so I can build up the coverage a bit faster. All right, I am happy with that coverage. You can see a couple of like the big ones coming through, but I'm happy with it. Concealer, I'm doing my NYX concealers, mixing fair and light. These are the boring steps. Nothing crazy is going on here yet. We're just speeding through this part. Okay, so now that is all done. The concealer looks amazing. I'm very happy with how the base is looking right now. Now we're just gonna set that the way that you like to set your makeup. I'm using my number 7, just setting the entire face. So I'm just gonna do that and I'll be right back. It's boring. Never mind, sorry, I forgot I wanted to cream contour. I'm gonna do that before I set. So I'm gonna take this, the Essence Baby Got Bronze cream contour. Can't think of words. Just very lightly, I'm gonna take a bit of that on a brush, stamp the excess on the back of my hand, get concealer in the brush on accident, hold please. Just a little bit, and then just bring that right here. Just contouring right under the cheekbones, because we just wanna bring those cool tones onto the face as well, and what a better way to do that than a subtle contour. I say subtle. It doesn't look so subtle right now, but I promise it will be after we set it and everything. It's not gonna look this intense. That's one thing to learn with creams. You can put on a bit more product than you're actually wanting, because once you put powder on top of it, like a setting powder on top of it, it's gonna kind of bring down the intensity anyway. So while this looks like a lot of contour now, once we set it, it won't be. I always feel like I always have such a hard time getting my contour even, which is like why I don't do it a lot. But if you ever feel like you do have too much, even with the cream stage, and you're like, even once this is down, like it's gonna be too much, just take your foundation brush or sponge or whatever and just tap over it. And it will make it a lot less intense. If you ever bring it too far forward, just do a little bit too much. Easy fix, easy fix. All right, now I'm gonna go set. Okay, so now that our face is set, we are powdered. Now to finish up the face, I am going to do a little bit of bronzer, but not too much because we don't want to warm up the skin a whole lot. And I'm gonna do some purpley toned blushes. And for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with a very sheer bronzer and a very neutral tone bronzer, which is the one from this Jaclyn Cosmerics palette. This is in the shade Top Tan. It's this bronzer right here. You can see it's not orange, it's not red, it's not like gray contour. It's just like a nice neutral light brown. So very lightly, if I can find my brush, so very lightly, I'm just gonna pick it up on a brush and then just kind of almost where we put that contour and a little bit above that, just to help put dimension on the face, not really to warm it up, just to get some color and dimension is the only real purpose for this. Hope that's showing up on camera. It's just very soft, and truly that's enough. Like, you see how natural that really looks? That's enough. It is enough, but I am just gonna do a wee bit on the forehead. Because I think if you put like nothing on the forehead and the hairline, I don't know. I just like the way it looks with like a little something something on there. Okay, and then I always just put a little bit on the nose, just slightly. Again, not so it's like, oh, she has bronzer on the nose, but enough that it's like, oh, there's like some dimension to the nose and it's not just flat, you know? So we are dimensional now. So now we are dimensional. I'm gonna take 2 blushes. I'm gonna take a matte blush and then I'm gonna take a more sheeny blush, both cool toned. I'm so afraid of popping off my nails. I'm like, and this is broken. This is Tarte Blushing Bride. As you can see, it's a little bit deeper, but I promise it applies pretty sheer. It's this purpley pink tone. Beautiful, nice, cool tone, perfect for fall. And a lot of my brushes are dirty, so I am really kind of improvising with blushes. We're gonna take this Real Techniques brush, and we're just gonna pick up Blushing Bride on the brush. I put too much on, so I'm just gonna tap that off on the back of my hand. Just tap it all over the cheek area, over where we put that bronzer and towards the apples. Again, very light. just to add like, oh, there's a flush, but not to be like, we're wearing blush. Like, that's not the vibe right now. We'll see how I feel later. Then I always just blush on the nose. And say it with me, say it with me. Put blush on your forehead. Put blush on your forehead. I will die on this hill. Put blush where you put your bronzer on your forehead. It will make your whole face come together. I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. If that is the one thing you ever take away from my channel, put blush on your fucking forehead. And then to go on top of that, just to even play up those like purpley cool tones even more, I'm gonna take the Lilac Love, the blush in this duo, because it's out and why not? And just put that lightly on top of it for a little bit of a sheen. See how it's adding just like a little bit of a sheen to the area? That's it. Now we are very blushy, but it will, blush always tones down because you are like tapping your face, like hitting it. So of course it's gonna turn red. So blush goes down after a while and then, but even if so, you know the trick. Big fluffy brush, let's go over the whole area. Now we get to do the eyes. Okay, I have a lot of little palettes out in front of me right now because I don't quite know what exactly colors I want to use. I think I want to start, this is like a mini Tarte palette. It's the shade Drive, just a nice cool toned taupey neutral color. So I'm going to start with that in the crease. And I am going to like bring it out a little bit too. So up in the crease and then bring it out towards the brow and the temple. And then I'm gonna go in with the shades in the Tartelette palette, the shades Wanderer and Power Play. I'm gonna mix these two shades so we have a really cool brown. And we're gonna put that over the shade that we just did, but keep it more focused with depth on the outer half of the lid. So we're gonna put most of it in there, and then with just whatever is left on the brush, bring it in just a little bit. 1 or 2 little swoops, but we're mostly gonna focus that on the outer half of the crease. And then I'm gonna take more of that Power Play color, the gray, and then just really kind of build it up in that outer corner of the lid. Just with the same brush, no need to switch brushes. Okay, and then in the same palette, I'm gonna take the shade Natural Beauty right here on the same brush. I'm not cleaning it off because all the colors just melt together. And then I'm gonna take this kind of purpley shade and just kind of blend everything together with this color, just all over, lightly. And then pack on a little bit in the outer corner just to deepen it. And then I'm gonna mix Natural Beauty and Best Friend, that kind of purpley gray with that purple next to it. I'm gonna mix them. And I'm just gonna really deepen up the outer corner by the lash line with that color. Just kind of patting motions first. Just really deepening that outer V of the eye. And I do know this is kind of a lot of shadows. You don't need to do this many shadows. I'm just kind of, when I put one shadow on, I'm like, not giving me what I want. And then I correct it with another shadow. You do not have to do that, obviously, if you just kind of, you don't have to do all of them. You just use what shadows work for you. This is just the look that I am showing today. If you don't want to use 2 or 3 shades all in the crease and you just want to use one, just use one. Just use one. You don't need them all. I don't even need them all, but I want them all, and that's the fun. Just really building depth out in the outer corner with those 2 shades. And don't forget to bring those out too. Okay, and then this brush again, the main brush, nothing is on it, nothing I didn't put any more product on it, just take that, run it over the top of everything to make sure it's nice and blend it up top. And then I kind of want to brighten up the lid and incorporate like the pink tones that we have on the cheeks. So I'm going to take the shade Caregiver right here, and we're just going to put that on the lid. So that's a nice pink color. Nice pink with little tones of like a lilac in it. So we're really kind of just cleaning up and mattifying the lid because this shade does not have a whole lot going on to it. As you can see, it really just kind of brightens it up. It's not like a super crazy pigmented pink. It's just gonna brighten and clean up the lid. Whereas earlier it was like a little bit dirty. And we're not bringing this all the way out because we really want to keep the depth in that outer corner. But if you do end up bringing it out a little bit too far, you can just go back in with this and deepen it a little bit more, which I will probably do too. And this side just has a little bit more pink than I want, so I am just going to like tap it a little bit with my finger because it is like a matte shade and like hopefully pick up some extra. And now they're matching. And now I'm just gonna go back in because I'm excessive and deepen up the outer lash line a little bit more, outer V, with those two purples that we did that with. And then on the lower lash line, I'm gonna mix Best Friend and Natural Beauty again on a little tiny flat brush. And just kind of put that really close on the outer, keeping it like literally just like right here at the outer corner of the lash line. Just kind of packing that on. And then the same on this side. Connecting it to where the shadow goes out. Always make sure that your top shadow and your bottom shadow, unless intentionally not, is connected. Because if you want the look of them not being connected and going out, great. But if that's not what you're going for, always make sure that they're connected. Always, always, always. And then we're gonna go back into this little mini Tarteist palette, the shade Drive, just on a little brush, and then we're gonna blend that all over the bottom lash line. And then bringing this up with that eyeshadow. And then just wipe off the brush. This is just a color switch. And then same thing, but keep it on like the inner third of the eye with the Caregiver pink that we put all over the lid. Buff that in right there. And then I'm gonna highlight the face and the eyes. Laura Mercier Matte Baked Radiance Powder Highlight 01. My absolute favorite. And actually I'm looking at this and I just kind of want to blend this out a bit more on the edge. Beautiful. So we're gonna put this on the cheekbones. And this is also like a cool champagne shade, so then we're gonna put this on the brow bone. And the inner corner. And I love like a bright, if I'm doing an inner corner highlight, I like to bring it like all the way up to like the side of my nose. I don't know, if you hate it, don't do it, but I love it. And now make sure everything on your eyes is blended the way that you want it. So I just want a little bit more blend right here. So I'm just gonna take that brush with nothing on it, just blend it a little bit more in that outer corner up towards the top. And then once everything is how you want it, now before mascara, brows, and lips is when I do setting spray. So this is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Has a little ball inside, so shaking it is very addicting. But now is when I'm gonna set my face with setting spray. Then I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Wow Brows in the shade Neutral Brown and just run that through the brows. And the shade is called Neutral Brown, but it is definitely like a cool tone brown. And I just think cool tones for everyone like look better on the brow than like a warm toned brow, you know, unless you're a redhead. I think that's like the only exception. Because the e.l.f. brow does not keep them in place, it just kind of adds the fibers, and I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia brow gel. This stuff is cement. It holds really well, but when I'm removing my makeup at night, when I'm like oil cleansing, it's like, I'm afraid I'm gonna like rip brows out, you know? So it does its job. I just wish it wasn't so hard. I mean, once I'm done washing my face, like it's gone. It's not like there's like brow gel still in my brows, but it just feels bad when I'm trying to like rub it off. Feels like it's not coming off. It does eventually, but it feels like it's not. Okay, now I'm gonna curl my lashes. This is the Shiseido eyelash curler. Here's a little tip about eyelash curlers. So you see when I squeeze it, like if I'm squeezing it, this doesn't touch. You know you need a new eyelash curler if like these touch, because then that means there's not like enough tension and it's not doing anything for your brows. Also, I am right-handed, okay? I'm right-handed. I feel like the only things that I can do with my left hand is curl my left eyelashes and shave my left leg. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I am ambidextrous in those two scenarios. Those are literally the only things that I can do with my left hand. Is anyone else like that? Like I can't, this hand is useless other than curling my left eyebrow and shaving my left leg. I don't know. Okay, so it stopped recording. I don't know exactly where. I think you got me curling my eyelashes, but this is the Saie Mascara 101. It's a really great mascara. I use it all the time. It's real nice. Now we're gonna do lips. I'm gonna mix these two lipsticks. This is the Wet n Wild Megalast matte lipstick in Bare It All. It's like a nice neutral pink. I love lipstick. I love lipstick. And you could leave it here, but I want it a little bit cooler and pale. I'm gonna take Urban Decay Oatmilk, which is just like a very, very cool nude. Very nude. So I'm just gonna put that right on top for an even cooler, paler lipstick. If I use one lip product on top of another, I'll literally just like wipe away the part that was like stained, because I don't know how people put them back like that. Like that is just, to me. Okay, so this is the final look. I think it came out really pinky, purpley, very neutral to cool tone, which is what we were going for. And I hope that you really enjoy your cool tones going into fall, because that's awesome. All right, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, be my friend. I will see you in the next video. Bye. I don't know how people put them back like that. Like that is just, to me.